is Bryce, and I'm your host for The Inbound Secret, where we're talking with top performers and health experts and sales badasses alike about their strategies to optimize their well-being and performance. Once again, this is The Inbound Secret, and let's get rocking and rolling.
This is The Inbound. This is The Inbound. This is The Inbound. The Inbound. This is The Inbound Secret.
Welcome back to The Inbound Secret, guys. I am Bryce, your host, and today we've got a very special guest for you. We've got Akbar Sheikh with us all the way from Sydney right now, and he still made it happen to come share the love. Give everybody a warm introduction, my man.
Appreciate you having me, man. Yes, in Sydney, doing the whole quarantine thing, man. and by the way, you're gonna hear my kids screaming and stuff like that. That because I'm in quarantine with them. So yeah, that's just part of the game.
I kind of love it, to be honest, because like one of my biggest things, and what the audience that's listening, a lot of the people here following The Inbound Secret know, is I'm big on real, raw, relevant content. And so like, if you call me while I'm having lunch, like I'm still going to be eating lunch. I'll take the call, but I'm still going to be eating. So I kind of love the fact that you're like, yeah, we're in quarantine. We're chilling in Sydney, got the family. You're going to hear them. You might see them. I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, no. And you know, it's funny because I have to check myself sometimes, because I remember like, I'm very casual, and you know, I did a video once and someone's like, oh man, I love so many. Or like, oh dude, I love the fact that I can hear it in the background, and people just love that. And so I remember I did make a video like recently, like last month, and I kind of made sure I was out somewhere with my kids, and it was beautiful. It was actually a Halloween time, I think. So there's like a corn maze, and it was like really beautiful area. So I'm like, all right, dude, I gotta film some marketing videos here, and I made some of them. I gave myself space and I went away, but I'm like, oh no, you know what? I want my kids to be around so people can hear that. And so I went closer to like where my kids were to make sure that they can hear it. And it really felt unauthentic, because that was manufactured, right? Because I was like, oh, people like to hear my kids in the background. Let me do that. And that was so cheesy. So I stopped myself from that. But you know, sometimes you got to check yourself, right? Because like, it's all about the intention, man. Like a lot of people, like go on your Facebook feed for a second. Do you think that like this guy is showing you, I'm not picking on anybody, but do you think this guy is showing you his Rolex or whatever for fun? You think he woke up and be like, oh, I want to show everybody my Rolex. You know what I mean? Like, no, dude, they don't give a crap about it, but they are doing it with the intention that you're going to think, oh, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. Let me buy his crap. So it's like, you know, people know what they're doing. Each and every piece of their content is completely intentional. And you know, and as content producers, I think it's healthy that we have to kind of constantly keep ourselves in check. Mm-hmm. You know, because it's political season right now, and you know, I've put up plenty of political posts, and I am more conservative by nature. I am you know, Republican. I am mostly a Republican. It's okay. My kids are going nuts, but I'm mostly a Republican, and I had to check myself too, because like I'll give opinions and stuff, but I'm like, you know, it's actually kind of irresponsible. And it's just the conversation I have with myself sometimes. I'm like, dude, I'm not an expert at this stuff. To be honest with you, I'm very focused on my clients. I'm very focused on getting my clients results and success.
Well, hell, I can be a testament to that. I am one of your clients. It's one of those things that it's pretty cool to be able to not only bring on somebody I consider a friend and somebody that we've gotten to know each other for a little bit over the years now, but you're also one of my coaches. It's not like I'm bringing on somebody from my audience that I've no experience with. It's somebody that I trust with my own well-being and to guide me. So when I bring you on, it's like, yeah, you're a special guest because you're Akbar, but you're a special guest because like I trust you with my well-being and how to guide me where I want to be so that I can make more and give more. So that's the same kind of thing that I want the people listening to The Inbound Secret and that are joining the community to be able to get out of it too. So,
yeah. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, my point is that like I'm very focused on that, and I'm an addictive person. I'm addicted to my business. The truth is, bro, there's not a whole lot of other things that I dive into deeply, and there is a level of irresponsibility in our marketplace where, frankly, a lot of quote unquote mini influencers, call them whatever you want, they're putting out content just for engagement, and it's actually dangerous. It's a very bizarre. You have to understand, historically, this is the first time anything like this is happening because the internet's relatively new. This concept of magnetic marketing that I'm gonna say, for example, I'm gonna say, hey, this abortion clinic down the road went out of business. I couldn't be happier. Example's sake, I'm just making up something.
No.
That's what's called a very polarizing post, right? Now, content creators know that that's going to create a lot of engagement. They know that their ideal avatar is going to repel, is going to be attracted to that. And the people who are not going to buy from them, they're not going to like it anyway. So then they're going to unfriend, making more room for your ideal customers to be friends with you. It's very dangerous. It's a very dangerous game we're playing, because take Corona, for example, bro. And I've gone on Facebook Lives to say this, bro, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a disease. I'm not a, what do they call it? There's a name for it, a widespread disease
like
specialist.
A virologist or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, but everybody out there is being a doctor. Oh, you don't have to wear a mask. Oh, you should wear a mask. Oh, it's fake. Oh, it's real pandemic. And I got involved in some of that. And then I was just like, dude, this isn't responsible. Like, I have no effing idea. Like, I don't know. And I should keep my mouth shut. Yeah. Now, because you're in our coaching program, I for hours and hours a week, I workshop into everyone's problems. Like, what's your problem? Let's workshop. Let's fix it. Hands on, live, like Zoom, just like we're doing now. Right. And recently someone asked me a question, and it was a very basic question. Say, hey, dude, on my opt-in page, I want to put a 2-minute video on my opt-in page. What are your thoughts on that? And you know what? I told him is exactly what I'm supposed to tell him. And I said, I have no idea. I've never, in all my years doing this, I've never done that. So what am I going to tell you? I have no idea. As a marketer, I can tell you, all I can tell you is test it. Sure, it's worth testing, and I can teach you how to make a quality video, and then I can show you how to split test it. But I can't tell you any more than that. This concept of fake it till you make it. Well, I have no idea. I've never done one. And this is how we should be, I feel, in the content game.
And that's one of the things that I've appreciated most about you, because like, you're not my first coach. You're far from it, but you're one that I've always followed because you're true to yourself. You've never had an instance where you came off as somebody other than just authentically you, right? And it's one of those things that really attracted me to you, but it's one of the things that I think is really good. You were conscious about the responsibility of how you portray yourself online. In the coaching group that we're in just your general content. And it's one thing that's, for like full disclosure, I've been in the content game for a decade now. I've been in digital marketing 7 years professionally, 10 unprofessionally, just shy of 4 for my own company. And following a lot of the, for the lack of a better term, like conscious, healthy, like habits and thought processes that not only have you taught us in the coaching program, but that you just generally portray, has made me level up my content game. Because I'm like, wait a second, is this something that, yeah, I could put it out there, and yeah, it could polarize, and yeah, I could get traffic, and yeah, I could get attention, but is this something that's going to be the betterment for my audience? And is it something that I can actually speak on? And it really does kind of make you take a step back when you're like, yeah, could I have a conversation about Rona? My girlfriend's got Rona. Her experience has been wildly different than a lot of others. And God bless the people that have lost friends and family to it. But I'm no virologist. I can't speak on it. So me coming out and having that quote unquote opinion doesn't help anybody. And that actually kind of leads into the first question that I want to ask, because I want to make sure we trinkle in some gold nuggets for everybody listening.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is one of the things that I've always found that some people just naturally have, and some people have to really work hard to get. When we're talking about marketing or content or putting together copy or putting together some kind of the ethical principles of persuasion, as you call them, right? And when we're putting those out to help people find your offer if it benefits them, right? What is it other than just the do it and test it side of things as a marketer that you would recommend for all the people listening if they really want to kind of step up their game, make more to give more? What's the first thing they can look at to really kind of self-analyze what they're doing and really kind of take it to the next level that's going to add in the EPOP that they're going to need?
So your question is what are some of the things that people could do to level up their game?
Yeah, but specifically in your thought process, because you being in this game for so long, you can see things that other people don't see. And more often than not, you see things that the general populace wouldn't see as potentially unethical or potentially issue. What are things that you would recommend?
My answers, bro, work, but they're a little boring. Okay. And you might have already heard it. You probably, frankly, already heard it before. And if you holistically think about that, that's good news, because the key to your success is not to go dominate, TikTok, Mick Rick Rock, or Parlor, or any of whatever fad is going on. The key, if my blood family member was to come up to me and say, okay, look, I got a business. I just started it. That's what you're talking about, right? People just starting their business.
Yeah. Because a lot of the people that are listening to this are just now leaving the 9-to-5 or just now hitting a benchmark in their business that they can actually take it to the next level.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just say people making, let's just say 5,000 a month. Is that good?
Yeah.
They got something going on. They're just starting off. They're just making 5,000 a month. Now they're ready to take it to the next level. If my blood family member came up to me and said, hey, dude, I just started my business, just now making 5,000 a month. I really want to take this to the next level. What do I got to do? What I would tell my family, number one thing you got to do, first and foremost, the first thing anyone should do is do what you do best, outsource the rest. The first thing you need to do is hire a VA for whatever amount of hours you can. Whether it's 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week, whatever you can. Doing that will make you more money so you can eventually get into full time, which is the goal. Number one. Number two is you got to get a coach. You got to get a coach. Now, when I first started, I couldn't even afford to get a coach. I had to literally sell my car. Okay, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just telling you my story. I had to sell my 1986 Mercedes. It was roughly there, by the way. I don't really remember, but for $2,000. Like, I'll give you a perfect example, bro. I'm a seven-figure coach. I had a coach of mine, or a coach figure, tell me yesterday, when you go to akbarsheikh.com and you opt in, like, we collect your phone number. You want to know the truth? We don't actually do anything with the phone number. When you collect that phone number, automatically put them into a sequence on their phone number. I'm not a dumb guy. I make 7 figures as a coach. Guess what? I'm not doing that. That one simple thing. I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting all these numbers. All I got to do is put them into an automated sequence. I'm going to get so many more book calls. I'm not an idiot, but I couldn't see that because I was too close to it. And that's one little example. There's so many things like that. Dude, I spent $8,000 recently with one coach from around here, by the way, in Australia. All of it sucked, to be honest with you, except for one thing. One thing he taught me, and it was an email strategy. And that one strategy that I implemented, dude, that made like a really big ROI. So, and in retrospect, it's like, damn, why didn't I think of that? And it's a lot of things like that. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that you can be too close to a problem to be able to see the solution to it. And like a lot of the stuff that in your program, hugely valuable, by the way, for anybody thinking about getting into the coaching space, you should definitely check out Akbar's stuff. And this is coming from somebody who's been in the coaching space off and on for 10 years. So, but I never thought about it as its own thing, right? And that was the biggest thing that you and me talked about when I first joined was, well, what are you doing? Well, I'm doing 15 different things, but coaching was always the 16th, right? It was always like, well, you don't fit in any of these, let's do this.
Yeah.
And just flipping the idealism on that is, well, why? Why am I not trying to coach people first and then offer other solutions in addition to, or in lieu of, if they don't fit that coaching model, or refer them out to somebody that's a better fit? It wasn't a thing that I ever thought about. And then doing that, I'm like, oh, that makes way more sense. And it's made a direct impact, not only in our lives, but more importantly, it's made a direct impact into people around the world's lives. We just launched the first version of the Inbound Secrets coaching program. I only have 2 clients on it. It's only been live for 30 days. We've ran 0 traffic to it, but they're perfect fits. They're people that I know I can genuinely help, people that will help other people, people that are going to put that goodwill back into the world. And those wouldn't have ever come if I didn't make that cognitive switch of, well, coaching's not an afterthought. Coaching should be the thought.
Right.
And then we can do things in addition to. So I agree, man. The coaching aspect is weird. My first coach, I didn't have to sell a car for, but I worked for to be able to afford. I had $15 in my pocket when I first started this. So I was just like, what do you need me to do? Anything so that I can learn from you and we can get to a point where I can pay you. And then that led to a coach after mentor after mentor, and dozens of courses.
And whenever I don't have a coach, I feel it. Whenever I don't have a coach, I feel it. I feel lost, a little confused, a little, might take a little hit in revenue. I definitely feel it. So that would be one thing. Look, do what you do best, outsource the rest, get a coach. Believe it or not, bro, to level up in your business, to optimize your business, you need to first optimize yourself. And you know this because you're in the program. The first thing we teach is how to optimize your mind, body, and soul, how to eat better, drink better, think better, how to look at things differently. So that's something you really need to do, is optimize yourself, change your environment, do an audit. Are you in toxic relationships? People who are in toxic relationships, you can't really grow. It's very difficult. So it's a lot of self-care, entrepreneurial self-care that people don't do enough, because the truth is that's 80-90% of this game.
100%. And the time audit blew my mind, by the way. Having to redo a time audit in a different frame of mind completely changes the way that you look at your time.
Yeah. By the way, talking about that coach thing, that they could see things you can't see. There's this interesting historical Turkish show I'm watching on Netflix. And it talks about, how they were building certain empires and stuff. And they were on a piece of land, and there was one group of people and their enemies, and there was a big bush. And they were here, and their enemies were on the other side. And the guys over here is like, I don't know, where do I, what do we do? Where do we go? What do we say? They don't have any idea. But a coach is like someone who's like up here, up on the mountain, and they're looking down like, okay, you know what? Your enemy is on the other side of that. So what you need to do is this, right? But you can't see that because you're right in the bush. You need a mentor standing on the mountain who's already survived that. So he's how you how to get through it. So that's man, best out here. And honestly, just the main thing you need to do, the good news is just simply the fundamentals, bro. For now, relation to it, you're seeing good quality. Because if you take a look at like a complex car engine, for example, say there's a million pieces. Or if you take a look at a Swiss watch, where there's a million little parts. If you take out like one of those parts, the variables, like so many intricate, like with an online business, it's not that way. There's really the true blessing is there's only a handful of things we really need to master. And that's good news for everyone.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So now I know a lot of people are curious, myself included. you've been at this for a while. You've impacted hundreds of lives. Hell, you got me to start donating to charity, and I never thought that was going to be something that was like a regular thing in my life. It was always, once again, one of those
awesome.
afterthoughts. Like, I loved it, but I never thought about it actively. We've been donating to Well-Aware on a regular basis and having clients do it ever since. But
wow, that's awesome.
And that's actually what attracted me to the speaking gig that we're going to be both a part of here in December, more than likely, was the charitable side of that. And so it's become a big part of my life now, which is funny because it sort of always was. Like, you know this, but a lot of the people listening might not remember. My mantra as a company is you were made to thrive, not just survive. I've got it tattooed on my right arm. I believe in it so much.
Nice.
But part of thriving is the one part that I've really taken the most from getting to know you, being able to call you a mentor, coach, and a friend, was the give more portion. And it was always like, much like many people that are successful or looking to be successful or get into online business or whatever, they love doing it, but it's always, when I get here, I'll give this, right? That was always the thought process. And then once I reframed my mind on that, and I'm like, no, it doesn't matter how much I have, I can still give. Once I did that and I started giving unconditionally, not only has the business kind of taken root, but I mean, on a personal level, found love, girlfriend moved in. We've got the house, we've got the cat, she loves her job more. I love my job more. We've got clients we love more. I've made partnerships and friendships that I love more. And it all kind of stemmed from just changing that mindset of, well, I don't need to have a condition to give. I can give unconditionally and let it kind of grow from there. So I'd love to kind of touch on, because I know everybody listening would love to know, how did you get to that frame of mind? Because I know your story. It's a powerful, impactful story. How did you get from that to where you are now in the giving aspect? And then what would you say has been the most impactful donation, whether charitable, time, information, that you've done?
You know, giving is a very personal thing. And what I want to tell people is that sometimes your $9 that you donate could be have blessings in it than my $9,000. Okay. There's truth to that because it depends on your intention. If I'm just giving to show off, well, maybe there's not a lot of blessings in there. So, and maybe your $9 is like, maybe that's a lot of what you have, and you decided to give maybe half of what you had, and maybe for me, $9 is not going to mean much, maybe. And so, don't ever think that don't ever think that your contribution is nothing. It's whatever it is, it's special. So, giving is very personal. Giving is a very personal thing. It depends what gets you excited, bro. You know, I don't care if it's saving squirrels, if that's a charity you're supporting. Like, whatever gets you excited. Me personally, I enjoy donating to sponsor orphans, building water wells, giving a gift of vision to those who are blind by paying for their eye surgery, and things of this nature. So I like microfinancing a lot too. I like, look, holistically, I'll tell you, my dad, because I was raised like this, my dad said, don't give a man a fish, give him a fishing rod. So traditionally, I like to invest in real estate.
I've got to interrupt you for a second. You broke up quite a bit during the beginning of that. So if you don't mind kind of stepping back, that way we've got a good kind of recording.
Yeah. No, just yeah. No, I was just saying that it doesn't matter as you're passionate about it. Like, I don't care if you're saving squirrels or whatever kind of, out there kind of thing. It doesn't matter as long as you're really into and passionate about it. Personally, I like to, deal with orphans. I like microfinancing. I like building water wells. I am from the mentality of my dad taught me in school for give a man a fishing rod, not a fish. So instead of buying meals for a million people, I'd rather buy like some farmland and they'll continue to give them food. I think both are important. This is just how I think. So like I tell people, man, you know this. I'm a technologically illiterate, funny-looking brown guy with a name no one can spell or pronounce. Okay. The reason for our success is not funnels or tech or email sequences. Yes, we've leveraged all those things and they're all great, but really my number one secret to success is giving. So that's really what I would really encourage people to take advantage of.
Now, and just so everybody listening kind of knows, when Akbar's talking about giving being his like biggest secret to success, it's not just some catchy catchphrase. Not only is he given to all of us in his coaching programs and the community as a whole, but just to give you kind of an insight on how great of a guy he is, his only condition on joining this speaking event that we've been talking about that's coming up in December in Las Vegas was that the host of it donated to his favorite charity. Akbar didn't ask for accommodations or what the check's going to be or who the audience is going to be. He asked for one thing. Who can you help? Who can you make a donation to that will make an impact that you like? And then let's talk. So I just want to stress that for everybody because you're right. You mentioned earlier in this, there's too many people that go on, and I'm not calling anybody out either, but will flex a Rolex or flex something that sounds good or fake a holistic goal. And I think it's important for people to know that you actually come from a place where you are holistic. It's not something that you've added in. It wasn't manufactured. It's just who you are. And I wanted to make sure that resonated. But it's wildly impactful because, like, I've got partners that are helping throw this event together. We're both, three of us are speakers on the panel. And, like, the second that we heard you said that to Donnie, we're like, fucking goddamn it, Akbar's coming in here being awesome all the time. So I just want to give you, first off, amazing. Second off, thank you for that. But it really does kind of give...
Oh, thanks, man. I mean,
go ahead.
A couple of different things, man. By the way, I want to thank you because I want to make it more clear. When we talk about giving being my number one secret, it's not just about money. Look, I have real estate, not a lot, just one really piece. But I have stocks, mutual funds, crypto. I have some metals. I've produced a movie. Blah 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 blah. We have a series of investments. My number one investment, I would say, is giving. Now you're gonna say, what the hell does that mean? Because God promises me that you will never go poor by giving, and God promises you a great ROI from giving. Okay. By the way, I just want to make it clear. When I talk about giving being my number one secret to success, it's not just about the money. Like Bryce will tell you, I give a lot of my talents. We all have talents. God gave everyone talents. I give a lot of my time and my talent to my clients. You know, I spend like hours and hours and hours with them every single week. So it's about giving whatever you can, time, money, resource, perspective. It's just being open-hearted, being share. Hey man, let's share our connections. I just messaged an influencer today. I think he's surprised. I said, hey bro, let's get on the phone and let's jam. Let's exchange notes. Let's help each other grow. You know, I don't want to charge you anything. As a matter of fact, if you want me to pay you for your time, we could. That's fine. But let's just help each other grow. Yeah. You know, and I find that to be a very useful thing. So I hope that makes it more clear.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you expanding on that because that was one of the first things that long before I ever hired you, we became friends. We got to know each other. When I was just following you online, that was one of the biggest things. That was actually one of the things, whether you know this or not, I'll tell you now, that inspired me to work for my first coach years ago. Was I saw one of your was I saw one of your free content pieces on your YouTube from years ago where you were talking about donating whatever you can to help somebody else. And so when I was faced with, okay, I want this coach, but I can't afford this coach, how do I do it? I was like, I'll give him whatever I could give him, my time, my expertise. And ultimately that's leveled up to the ability to hire coaches, to make new friends, to travel the world, to be able to make an impact. But it all started with something that I had long forgotten before we connected again, was that was one of the most pivotal impacts in my life. Was I remembered one of your videos, and it was just give what you can. If you can't pay for it, give what you can. And to me, that was time at the time.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. It's cool to hear stories like that. And I think that's, talk about the content game, man. Like when I hear that story, I'm just like, damn, bro. The first thing that comes to my mind, obviously, I'm very appreciative of that, and I think that's super cool. But simultaneously, I'm like, damn, bro. We need to play bigger. Like, damn, we should put out more content. It kind of just fuels you to do more.
Oh yeah, I'm in the process of I don't know how well you can see, but there's a whole.
Yeah, I can see it well. It looks cool.
Yeah, so I've got 2 cameras. I've got the Nikon, the Canon. I've got sound foam, light setups, but we're recording like 46 different videos. We're launching 6 courses and 2 coaching programs. But the way that I wanted to do it was I'm trying to break the mold on things. One of the things, and a lot of the people listening to this may experience this down the road, is I got this from you actually. Was how do you elevate group coaching? How do you make it so it's not just a Facebook group and a course, right? How do you elevate it to be something else? And going through with you and Noel and all of the amazing people in the group, is like, that's how we elevate group coaching. So we created a syndicate, which I'm very excited about. And the syndicate's going to be group coaching programs from all of us put together to elevate that model. And so we're shooting the content for it here over the next few weeks. Once I'm no longer dying of the flu, we plan on wrapping that up. But it's amazing what you can get done. It's amazing what you can get done when you've got your mind right. And that's one of the things that this year has been so hard on so many people with. So we've got to wrap up here. I don't want to take you away from your kids anymore. It sounds like they want some attention and you get to spend time with them. So let's leave everybody with kind of just one shiny rainbow in the sky of what would be your go-to, or what's kind of your daily on how to keep your mind right, even with quarantine when you're traveling to Sydney, with the kids being crazy and rambunctious around when you're trying to do Zoom calls. What's one tip you could give everybody?
I think just clarity and intention. I think if you're just clear on your mission and everything is intent-based, like, what's my intention to do this interview? Why am I doing this interview? My intention is just like it helped you, that you just told me years ago, a piece of my content helped you make more so you can give more, which is exactly what happened. You started making more, you started donating to Wellaware. Mm-hmm. That is my intention with it. Otherwise, why the hell am I doing this interview? To get another client? I'm not interested. Like, in other words, why are you doing everything that you're doing? You should have complete clarity on that. And when you do, and you have intention and you practice gratitude, this eliminates the anxiety and the stress of it all. And it just keeps you fueled. It's like maybe some people have put out content out there and they stop because they feel like an imposter or something. But when you hear stories like what Bryce just told me, he's like, hey man, that content really helped me. We're now making more and we're giving more. It's like, that eliminates imposter syndrome. And the key to get people like Bryce to come up to you regularly, and we have people, regularly giving us stories like this, is to constantly be putting out high quality content, So number one is to be clear on what's your purpose on this earth. What's your mission? What's your business? Why do you wake up every day and keep going forward? And have that intention throughout every action you take. Be grateful for everything. You implement those 3 things, I think you're in great shape.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, let's leave them with some good callbacks. How can people get a hold of you if they want to learn more, if they want to join the movement, if they just want to get to know you? Where's a good place for them to go?
So I've got probably the best video I've ever made on how to build on really the only true way to build a 7-figure coaching business. And that's just at akbarsheikh.com, just my name.com.
Awesome. So everybody, if you didn't hear that, go to akbarsheikh.com, take a look at the most powerful video he's ever put out. It's actually one that actually got me to level up with him too. So I can be a testament to that. That being said, thank you so much for being on here. I know everybody's excited to hear you. And then I hope to see you in December. I think that's a month away.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I have to do it virtually, but nonetheless, very excited to do it.
Yeah, it would be a little weird to fly to Sydney and then from Sydney back all within 30 days.
Yeah, and then do the quarantine again. Forget about it.
Yep. All right, man. It was a pleasure having you on here. We'll have to do this again after things calm down a little bit. Keep going, keep getting everything going on. There is a one thing that I just want to make sure that you're aware of. We have another podcast coming out called The Cereal Bowl.
Oh, cool.
Which is less interview style and more just like shooting the shit on audio and video. I would love to have you on that one coming up after quarantine and stuff. Let's work out those details.
More than happy to. Be my honor.
Awesome. I appreciate you. Everybody, make sure that you connect with Akbar. He is the 7-figure coach to make 7-figure coaches, a personal friend of mine and my coach. Anybody that wants more information, make sure that you follow us at theinboundsecret.com, and we will see you on the next one.
This is the Inbound Secret.
My name is Bryce, and I'm your host for The Inbound Secret, where we're talking with top performers and health experts and sales badasses alike about their strategies to optimize their well-being and performance. Once again, this is The Inbound Secret, and let's get rocking and rolling.
This is the Inbound. This is the Inbound.